How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffled Rowlet, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. We've got ourselves a new trailer dropping today for Pokemon. This was posted, well, actually just yesterday, on the 21st of August, 2023. Or actually, this was posted literally yesterday, from Pokemon, saying, we invite you to gather around on August 22nd for a haunting tale about Pokemon from the land of Kitakami. Now, what is this all about? Well, basically, this will be a brand new trailer slash reveal, similar to how we've had that whole reveal with Hisui and Zorua back for Pokemon Legends Arceus, how we had like the 24-hour live stream for Galarian Ponyta and stuff like that. It's just one of those kind of reveals that they're doing, and they're doing it like as a little performance. Like this is I think gonna be like almost like a theater performance, like what you have in Japan. It's like a very I want to say common, but it's not really as common anymore. But it's basically these, you know, performances they do with puppets, right? So it seems like that's kind of going to be what they're doing here, some kind of performance that's going to reveal one of the brand new Pokemon, which is rumored to be a very specific one, which is going to be a new convergent form of specifically Poltergeist. Now, we already know what Poltergeist works like, and keep in mind, what they're saying here, it says haunting tale, right? Now, what do we know? Well, basically, people like Austin John Plays, another YouTuber, actually received a tea set. And remember to rotate your teacup 90 degrees 2 times clockwise to present the beautiful side away from you when you're done with your tea. Which is interesting, because yes, a bunch of these YouTubers, not me, because I don't get this kind of stuff, but a bunch of the YouTubers have actually received, like they've received these tea sets, right? Which clearly are hinting then at that being a T-based Pokemon, which of course would be Poltergeist, because that's like the only T Pokemon we have. And if you haven't noticed, guys, a lot of the Pokemon that have been getting forms now in the DLC are specifically Pokemon from the last generation, aka Generation 8, which is very strange and not what you would be expecting, right? It's a bit odd. But this is kind of an interesting one. Here's, for example, a point from Makio, who says, what do we know about August 22nd's announcement? We know there's a regional fake or convergent species that turns from purple to green and it's edible. Well, Poltergeist is purple colored and it's going to turn to green. We already know that from what Riddler Ku, a legitimate leaker, actually said. He said Fasudo are fake from purple to green, and that's basically that. And he says that it's edible. And then he also even posted tea or coffee, question mark, which, yes, would imply that what we're getting is going to be a green Poltergeist or a brand new Pokemon, basically. Like, that's more or less the general gist of this, right? So it is a bit strange, to say the least, but nonetheless, he does say here, matcha tea is the most common and shared answer across the community, a green/matcha Sinistea. So we could have this new Pokemon reveal on that day. Fan art by Arnau. Shout out to Arnau. I think I even used this in one of my thumbnails, but either way, they also say the Pokemon website has changed the background with this green dust pattern, matcha powder, and also the Propic / cover of their social channels is now also colored like that. This confirms their proximity to a new announcement, which is true. We also have that on even the Pikachu logo, which is weird, because I think if you go back here, you can actually see it on the logo. Yeah, it's like got like green matcha tea all over it, right? Which is a bit random, but since Kitakami is based on Japan itself, it makes sense they're going to do something along those lines. Either way, they continue on and say also this, Sinesteas are fake, could have an evolution, so a Poltergeist regional fake is reasonable. Just like the regular Sinistea and Poltergeist, they could have an antique and authentic form, right? So kind of similar to what you have right here. And then they also continue on to say, Pioro, which is another leaker, said 100% to the matcha and cake by Jan here, and this could confirm an evolution of Sinistea, but it could evolve into a cake, which would be weird if that's true. Like, that would be kind of weird. But yeah, either way, this is just speculation. But in the next episode trailer for Pokemon Horizons, we can clearly see a matcha cake being prepared, which, yes, you can see it right there happening in the show as well. Horizons, of course, the new anime replacing Ash's Journey. And clearly see it. We can expect an announcement of the Pokemon on the 22nd, and a few days after its appearance in the anime. Maybe the T-base stage, and then, let's see what it says here. T-base stage, and then it's a cake evolution, which that would be interesting if they decide to go that way. But hey, you know, we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, this is going to happen today, by the way, at 3 p.m. my time, so that's standard European time. In the US, it should be at 9 a.m. in the morning for you guys. But either way, I just want to say, if you want to watch this live with me, I'll be live over on Ruffled Rowlet, my main channel. I've got a stream already prepared there. I will link it down below in the comment section, top comment, and also in the description. I'll be linking directly to that live stream so you guys can go over there and be ready for it, because we're going to be plopping out some thoughts and opinions an hour or so before the actual reveal, just talking about our predictions. But yeah, there's a lot of things going around about this. Of course, shout out to Makio for making all these kind of like nice little breakdowns of all this. But here, if you guys want to see when it's dropping, here is the times. I'm going to move my camera away. There are the times. So if you're in Washington, D.C., it's at 9 a.m. If you are in Brazil, it's at 10 a.m. If you are in the UK or Portugal, it's at 2 p.m. If you're in Italy, Spain, France, and Germany, it is at 3 p.m. So that's my time. Japan is 10 p.m. And then Canberra in, I'm guessing Australia, is at 11 p.m. So yes, it's a lot of different times. It's going to be pretty early for a few people. But it's also going to be just regular time for most of us and kind of late for the Australians and Japanese. But nonetheless, though, that's when it's all happening, in case you guys were curious. But of course, we do have a lot of talks about what this all could be about. For example, here, I do love the promo graphic, though, from POKEDEX. I feel like the poster that you would see on a rural local community board promoting an event, festival, movie screening, and concert. I've actually met POKEDEX when I was in Japan. Really awesome individual. Hello there. What's up? Thank you so much for showing us around Osaka. Yeah, so in the old days, before movie theaters were common, especially in small rural towns, people would gather to watch movies on a projector. It was it very much has that feel. Additionally, it looks like some people are enjoying some candied apples, which, yes, you can see right there. They're eating some, some caramelized apples, I guess. But yeah, it's kind of interesting how there's like little hints in all these things as we go through. And then there's also a bit of a theory from Soul Silver, who is a leak analyst, who says apparently this is a thing, maybe just artworks. It suggests that there were old Japanese IDs that spirits yokai would possess / become teacups and pots, which is basically what the SINISTEA line is, but British. I wonder if we might just see more Japanese versions in Kitakami. Maybe it could look very similar to this art, which, yes, literally has legs and stuff. Just, I mean, it looks very similar to Poltergeist, to be honest. One eye on the cup and a big monster legs and angry eyes on the pot. Fun to think about. We'll soon see. So yeah, we will definitely be getting a Poltergeist SINISTEA, brand new form, which is interesting. Even as a even further like breakdown here of some other theories. For example, tomorrow is the Jixi Festival, Asian Valentine's Day in some countries like Vietnam, also Demon Parade Day, the only day that the Hell Gates open so that demons, ghosts can come to the human realm and celebrate. Ooh, interesting. Another very interesting connection is, I really love this, basically objects gain spirits after a long period, 100 years of time, and become tsukomogami, or yokai in this case. So yeah, just basically demons. So yeah, 100 years is exact years you need to pass for a tsukomogami to be born, or in plain words, 100 years is now how long an object gains a spirit. Is exactly the exact concept of object Pokemon in Pokemon. Voltorb is national dex number is number 100 for this reason. Wow, that's actually pretty crazy. So yeah, just watched the video. I wanted to point out the 100 years old matchas there gained my interest. So yeah, it's kind of interesting how all these connections come together. Damn, it's pretty crazy, man. Not even gonna lie, it's pretty nuts. But either way, we also have a bit of a breakdown here from Makio and J Roses, or PokeOS. We did an analysis on the Pokemon that will be available on Scarlet and Violet after the release of the DLC. Excluding the forms, there will be about 706 to 1,026, 706 out of 1,026 Pokemon, almost 70% of the entire national dex. Does the dex cut weigh heavily on you? Would you like another DLC to add the missing 300 Pokemon? I think that would be sick, because then we could finally have a Pokemon game that has everything all at once in one place, and that would be pretty awesome. However, that's not really going to happen. Let's be real. That's not realistic or to be expected. Like, if we're going to be real here, right? That's not going to happen. But it's a cool thought. It's a cool, thought experiment, or at least thing to think about, right? And hope for. And if you guys want a full breakdown, there's a whole list here of all the Pokemon that are back or returning or stuff like that. You guys can check it out on PokeOS and just check out their tweets and all that. It should be listed there. Next up, we have this photo that was also posted alongside some of the DLC info lately. And this was shared to us by Light, who says, probably you can find some new Pokemon doing photos or selfies. But basically, you guys can see in here, you got a bunch of Pokemon running around. In the background, you see one of the player characters actually is wearing the mask. Because, yeah, I guess we're also going to be able to wear the masks of, the different, Pokemon. So, the different masks of, the Dog Legendary, Fessinapiti, Monkey Dory and them, as well as Ogerpon as well. So, we're going to be able to wear those masks as well as we're running around, which is kind of interesting. Then, of course, there is the fact that, yes, this obviously is going to be SINISTEA. The fact that they're mentioning haunting, I really have low expectations for this thing, lol. But, hey, I'm super happy. We're seemingly getting a little video and some news. This artwork in Japanese theme does warm my heart, and I do love that neon green color. And yes, it does look clean, not gonna lie, but yeah, we're not expecting this to be much more than, just, hey, here you go. It's a brand new Sinistea convergent, form of sorts. But nonetheless, though, we move on to the next thing. Back when it was the Grafii tease and reveal, many people thought it was going to be a new form and evolution of Smurgle. So I guess this is trying to go against the idea of this reveal being a Sinistea, but instead being something brand new. But basically what he's saying here is, it was Grafii and tease reveal. Many people thought it was going to be a new form evolution of Smurgle. And now with this green powder mystery tease reveal, people are once again thinking it could be a hint to Smurgle. All I've got to say is, when are Game Freak gonna give this godforsaken Smurgle a new form? But yeah, I don't know. I don't really think it's gonna have much of an impact on anything. It's just gonna be, I don't know if Smurgle is going to get a new form. Definitely not today. As for, what's going to be revealed today, it's going to be that new Sinistea and, Poltergeist, whatever you want to call it. Then there's some interesting thoughts about Black and White. So here's what we have. Soul Surfer said, I've been seeing this going around a lot since the trailer, and while it is a fan-made pattern, I do agree with with Toya here. Snivy would probably cancel out this being the starter trio of a new Unova-based Legends game. However, this would work if the next Legends game isn't Unova, but maybe in Johto instead. Maybe a Legends game in 2025 after the next year's game. The original idea here is that these 3 starters were purposely paired together in these screenshots with 3 Hisui starter choices to tease them being the next Legend starters. Basically, what you have here is, in the trailer that we had like last week or whatever, it's been a while now since it came out, but basically you had multiple of the starters, and the two that kind of started that matched up with each other, matched up perfectly with the starters from, Legends Arceus, right? So you had from Hisui, you had Oshawott, and then you had Piplup. You had from Hisui Rowlet, and then you had Snivy, and then from Hisui you had Cyndaquil, and you also had I guess Black and White Torchic, which I guess would maybe imply, or I guess what they're trying to imply here would be that these would be for a Black and White Legends game, right? Of course, it could be a made-up pattern, but it would also make sense. Like, these 3 make sense. They fit well as, like, the starter Pokemon of a Legends game, whether that be a Legend Johto or Legend Unova. Who knows? But it's interesting to see that people are trying to find these patterns and things, seeing if there's something there, which I think is just cool. Makes for an interesting theory, makes for an interesting thing to talk about. But nonetheless, let's move on to the next thing. So this is again about Black and White. So he says, you've probably seen me connecting the new Pokemon and characters from the Indigo Disc DLC to Unova. I did this to lay a foundation for this final point in theory. Ku put out this poll asking us where is the Blueberry Academy located? And now, after all we've learned, I believe the Blueberry Academy is part of Unova. Kitakami is a new location based on Japan. Therefore, the majority of the new Pokemon and characters in Kitakami have Japanese design inspirations. Paldea is a new region based on Spain and Portugal. Therefore, the majority of the new Pokemon and characters in Paldea have Iberian design inspirations. Archaludon is the Manhattan Bridge. Unova is known for its bridges. Diplin is a candied apple which were invented in New Jersey, became popular in Japanese festivals, and New York City is called the Big Apple. Unova is primarily based on New York City. Drayton is related to Drayden and Lacey, which are from the DLC, and probably related to Clay. Lacey is the anagram of Clay. Drayden is the gym leader of Opelucid City, a city themed on the past and the future, just like how Scarlet and Violet is themed around the past and the future as well. The other 2 BB Elite Four members could easily be related to other Unova characters, because if the BB Academy is in Unova, they themselves are in Unova too. Okay, the Blueberry Academy is a foreign exchange school called Blueberry in English, not in Spanish like Naranja and Uva academies. English is the language spoken in the country Unova is based on. The main premise for both parts of the DLC is that we are leaving the nest, aka Sudachi, of Paldea to go to other lands. I'm convinced this is all because the Blueberry Academy is actually in Unova, and if the Blueberry Academy is in Unova, then it's a new location based on New York and the US. Therefore, the majority of the new Pokemon and characters in the BB Academy should have New York City and USA design inspirations. We've come full circle. If there's any more new Pokemon DLC too, I would expect them to be based on these themes, but also maybe some themes from DLC 1, 2, since the DLC stories are connected after all. We will return to Paldea to go back to Area 0, yes, 100%, but that still doesn't mean that BB Academy is in or even near Paldea, which is fair enough. But yeah, and this again all comes from the connections they made down here to Diplin, the brand new Pokemon, it's a brand new form, I guess, of Applin and all them. So yeah, it's interesting. Or I guess new cross evolution? I don't even know what to call it. But yeah, nonetheless, we'll see if anything comes from that. Either way, I'm curious what do you all think the R fake on the 22nd will actually be. Not which Pokemon it will be, but what will its body and form specifically be. Have my own ID. I'll be sharing in the future posts, but I really want to see what you all think. Please leave your IDs in the replies. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for this video though, guys. Like I said, I'll be live literally at like 1 hour before the thing happens. Links are down below to the stream, so I'll be live watching it like live and just reacting to the trailer as it happens with you guys. So I'll see you guys there. I'll see you when it happens, and peace out for now, guys. Have a great day.